Hey there, TikTakers. Do you remember that macabre photograph of a filthy and messy room showing Cartoon Cat, resulting in mass hysteria all over the internet? Well, he definitely became the creepypasta of the moment back then, and social media was filled with comments about that terrible figure. If you don't remember, we invite you to watch our video about him. Now, what would you say if you discovered that a somber photo like that isn't showing Cartoon Cat, but another terrible being? This is what happened to Victor, a young American who followed very closely all the news surrounding these strange photographs. When looking at one of the images circulated in social media, Victor saw something different. He was sure it was not Cartoon Cat. It was something similar, but it looked more like a dog. With few hopes of finding anything about it, Victor started browsing the internet. He thought that maybe someone else thought like he did. And he was right. He eventually bumped into a forum of geeks talking about the possibility of there being more than a single creature in the cartoon family. This would be terrible, since it would represent a huge threat to all of humanity. But Victor was thrilled to read this, since he loved dark stories filled with blood. Since he was little, he grew up in a dysfunctional family where nobody cared about him, and he didn't care about anyone either. For days, he read different theories about the photographs circulating around the internet, but none of them were convincing enough for him. He had to find out himself. After extensive research, he discovered how that strange creature was completely black and extremely flexible, to the point of being able to divide its own body. It was also obvious that it looked a lot like Cartoon Cat, and that's why everyone was confusing the two. Victor also deduced that the preferred places of the two creatures were similar, places that were filthy and remote. Thus, he decided to visit one place like this each day. He searched for the most well-known places like that in the city and went to work. On the first 3 days, he found nothing. Just some homeless person taking advantage of the place for shelter. However, on the third night, everything was different. He decided to go to an old abandoned factory he used to frequent with his friends when he was little. There, they played pretending to be villains from their favorite movies, and Victor knew the place like the palm of his hand. As soon as he arrived, an intense wave of sadness and melancholy invaded him. He had very happy memories of that place. At the time, Victor still wanted to be a decent person. He was too young to realize how miserable his life was. Trying to shove his thoughts to the side, Victor inspected almost all the rooms in the building. He had an iron bar at hand in case he had to defend himself against something. Although, in reality, if he were to bump into that creature, there would be little he could do. When Victor was almost done inspecting, he heard a noise. He was completely paralyzed, trying to hear where it was coming from. However, there was no need for that, since the noise soon became a booming sound that started causing discomfort in his ears. He noticed it was coming from the factory's boiler room, so he rushed there to find out what was going on. And just when he was about to cross the doorway, an explosion. It's like if someone was detonating small bombs in that room. Victor then got very scared when he went into the room and saw a man laying on the floor. He approached the man and verified he was dead. Now, something that really caught Victor's attention was how in his hand the man was holding a photograph of that creature in that very room, and with an inscription that said, "Cartoon Dog." The creature had been there, but was it still there? Victor quickly looked around the room but saw no sign of that strange dog. However, what he did see was a terrified boy hiding and hugging his own legs as if that could protect him. Victor slowly approached him, But as soon as the boy saw Victor, the boy plunged towards him. Victor instinctively grabbed his iron bar and started viciously hitting the boy until killing him. Victor knew that someday would be his first time doing that and had been trying to keep his desire hidden for a while. His mind started racing. How could he avoid being caught? The next day, all the newspapers had the same news in the front page. A new creature named Cartoon Dog has taken the life of its first 2 victims. Has a new serial killer arisen? Who will be captured first? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it. And if you want to see more Draw My Life videos, subscribe to our channel. See you in the next episode.